hello there, and we are live. See ya, ladies and gentlemen. You are welcome to another episode of the Dial and Claude Show. I mean, guys, this is my most prolific show this season. Yeah, me and this brother. I mean, we've always been here since the start of the season till now. We're still doing our show. Other guys I work with, some of them their schedules are not really, anything to go by. Really, it's just when they have the outright time to actually show up for a show, we do it. But Arvin Gunner, come rain, come sun, is out here with me, man. I mean, we dig deep into the dirt, came out. This guy's with me all the way through all the trials of this channel, everything. This guy's always been there. So yeah, people, welcome my guy, my brother, no other person than my bro. I really have so much respect for Oregon Dow Gunner. He gets a po people.
Nice introduction.
How you doing, bro?
I'm actually doing pretty well. Besides Arsenal Football Club, everything else is great. Family's good, kids are good, work's fine. I'm watching my diet a little bit more, so I'm feeling a little bit better and a little more energy. So yeah. But this club makes me want to drink, bro. I'll tell you what, get out that Henny bottle. I know Matt's going to join us soon, so big up Maddie the Southern Gooner. I can't wait for today's show to crack off. And big up Jez. Great show today with DJ B and Kenny as always. And shout out AFC always too, and everybody else listening in the chat. Tony, what we saw today was fucking football between Barcelona and Inter. Let's be real. We ain't beating those.
Yeah, just to start things off, right?
It's just not in our locker this season. I mean, as much as we push, and we don't have the squad. And again, it lays right on Arteta's lap. I want to blame the players yesterday. I want to blame Arteta as well. Hi, Miss Melina. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining us. I
big up Miss Melina. Miss Melina, how are you doing?
I watched that
big
game
up
today,
to you, Miss Melina.
Only the first half, right? I had to get back to work, some things to do. But that first half alone between Barca and Inter, I don't think we would survive that. I mean, it's too intense. And yes, at times we can play like that. We've seen it. Man City, the 2 Madrid games. There's probably some others I'm missing. And we do have that in our locker, but we don't have the players to sustain that, right? We've noticed Party's out, we fall apart. If Odegaard's missing, we fell apart. When Saka was out, we fell apart. It's like if any key player's gone, the whole thing crumbles. And of course we've had highlights, a lot of lowlights recently. The game we lost against PSG was our first loss in 13 games, even though there's 6 draws in there, Tony. Right? So the season, I think, overall has kind of been a failure.
And again, those draws from winning positions.
Do a recap.
Somewhere from winning positions, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, right now I'm not here to make a recap of the season, right? Because it's not over. It is, but it isn't, right? I'm here to talk about what I just saw in the first half between Inter and Barcelona was levels of what we are going to be able to produce against them. We just don't have the players at that sort of caliber and level yet. Declan Rice, fantastic. Party, fantastic. We can give praise to the players, and I want to give praise to the players yesterday. That was a tough match, but at the same time, you proved to us what you can do against Madrid. You've proved that you can do it. And things fell apart yesterday in the 4th minute, right? And it's so indicative of what we've been through for the last 10, 12 years. Well, since 2008, right? 2006. And to be honest, I'm more heartbroken than I am mad because we were so behind the squad in Madrid. And we were very much behind them at PSG. I would have given my left hand to be at the Emirates yesterday, just to cheer them on. But again, it comes down to clinical finishing. Like Trossard, you cannot miss that chance. Martinelli, you cannot miss that chance. Those are the moments in time that we need, And yeah, Tony, we got on the show last week. excuse me, my voice is a little raspy. I've been getting over a cold the last few days.
I'm sorry about that, man.
We need to look. Thank you. I appreciate that. I said we need to look past PSG, right? We climbed the mountain that was Madrid, and we were on the downhill slope, meaning that we should be on the upslope come PSG, right? And the fact is, I said that on the contingency that we would have the same performance like we did against Madrid. If we played the same we did against Madrid against PSG, we would have won that game. And there was moments in time we could have won that game, you know. But I'm sorry, when you have a Norwegian featherweight pillow foot confused captain, you're not going to get anywhere. But back to like I was saying earlier, big up Maddie, is like you have to look. We had to look past PSG, bro. We had to have that vision of going to the final. If we got caught, and the thing is, we did get caught up with PSG. I predicted a 3-0, again, predicated on the same sort of performance. And it wasn't even, it was midway the performance. There was good and bad. There was times we had control, and I thought, yeah, we're going to bury one. And it just didn't happen, you know? But at the same time, Arteta takes a lot of the blame because, damn it, bro, he had to make that Moreno Trossard change, didn't he? He was aching to make that fucking change, you know? And this is where we get the up. Aston Villa last season made the change with Kai Havertz back as left mid and put Jesus in. What is his obsession with this left mid and striker position? Kept Declan Rice there. We could have figured out something else to protect the back four. Declan Rice was the 6, the 8, and the 10 yesterday. And that's why he wasn't able to perform.
Yeah, I mean,
right? He was the 6, the 8, and the 10. He's a great 6. He needs to be our left-sided 8. We need to keep Thomas Partey for another season, maybe 2 at the most, and bring in Zubamendi and bring in somebody who can actually defend a back 4. You know, and Partey can't, but he can't do it all either. We're relying so much on this first team that the bench is nothing but a fucking fugazi, right? It's not even there in some cases. Waneri, that's so much pressure. But yet he looked better than Odegaard did during, 65, 70 minutes of the match. I'm confused to what this manager is putting in these kids' heads. You know, and I'm going to say it again. We needed to look at the top of the mountain. We needed to look at the final. We needed to look past PSG. We needed to do what needed to be done against PSG, no questions asked, instead of building up the drama of it. Build up the drama for the final, right? It was unexcusable what we saw yesterday. And big up to all the fans that went out there. And big up to Dauncey and Acers in the chat as always. You know, I'm just, you know, again, it's almost more heartbreak than anger at this point. So there's my piece for a bit, Tony. I know we'll dive into this with our good friend Maddie here and the kings in the chat and the queens. I just, you anticipate something, right? It's like a little kid. You anticipate that Christmas present, right, so to speak, and then you don't get it. You know, like you wanted that bike for Christmas, or you wanted that scooter, or that game set, or that Burberry T-shirt or whatever, you know, that hat, and you don't get it, right? It's I feel like almost a mistreated kid the day after yesterday. Because we were insulted by what they put out yesterday. And I blame the players and the manager, 50-50 right across the board. Hello, everyone.
I mean, my brother Matty, you're welcome to the show. Another brother I really respect in this game. Yeah, I mean, I just finished the show. I mean, I just survived a show with me, him, Rashid, and Brother Northside down there. Yeah, and Aaron, Aaron talks football. That's another great guy, you know. I mean, Matty, come into the fray. What you saw yesterday. I mean, you heard what Aragun Gunnar, our brother, just and fellow partner in this show, just said. I mean, just take a keynote from out of what he said and give us perspective into what you felt about that matchup yesterday. And again, fetter it with what you just saw with Inter Milan and Barcelona. I mean, high-octane football. It's like football on steroids today. Attacking, I mean, every position. Attacking show, defensive showing, everything was there. Midfield prowess was there today. Talk to these people about what you felt, man.
Who feel comfortable about playing either one of those two teams we saw today?
Not this guy from Oregon, brother. I tell you that.
Huh?
No.
You watched football of the highest order this afternoon. Anybody that watched that game, you watched a game of football the way it's supposed to be. I did not want it to end. I did not want the game to end. They played high octane football tonight. That was some of the best football I've seen in the Champions League, and I've seen quite a few decent games this year. But that tonight was football. I'm going to use that game to come into our game. They're down. I'm talking to Tony. Tony says Inter's up 2-0. In the same conversation, I said, Tony, Barcelona's going to come back in this game. I can just tell it from right now. They're going to come back. 15 minutes, they're tied it up.
True. It happened. This evening, it happened.
They've tied it up. 15 minutes, they've tied it up. They're at home. They're down 2-0. They find a way. 15 minutes, they tie it back up.
Find a way.
You watch. Inter goes up again. Within 5 minutes, they've tied it back up again.
Yep.
We can't do that. Arsenal cannot do what they did.
Yep.
We don't have firepower. We don't have the manager that wants to go forward as this man, both managers. Now, let that sink in too. Old defensive Inter Milan. Low block Inter Milan. Going forward with Barcelona head to head. So if we need to play, we'll play. We'll go forward. We only get stuck in one gear.
Right.
That game if that was Arsenal playing tonight against Inter Milan, that game would have ended 3-1.
Absolutely.
3-1. Even 4-5-1. I mean,
4-5-1.
We don't have the players to match Inter Milan.
Tony,
we don't.
This is why I've been saying all year we don't have the class of player that other teams have. Yes, we've got about 6 to 7 players that are decent in the team, but we don't have that kind of world class. Lamine Yamal. Where is our Lamine Yamal? Soccer's good, but did you see that goal? Did you see the one that hit on the crossbar?
Yeah.
See, that was done on purpose. Where is that in our team? We don't have that. Look, Rafinha. That goal he pulled out. Where's Oda? What from the midfield? Where's Odegaard doing that at?
Look at Barella's levels, bro. Levels.
We don't.
That was levels, bro. I agree already. Levels.
Anybody who has watched hurt me. I told folks. I said people were talking about the Barca Inter. I said, well, Barcelona. Everybody said, well, I think Inter. I said, no, I think Lamine Yamal has still got to have his coming out party, and you're seeing it. You're seeing it now. He's becoming of age in front of us. But let's before we go there, let's circle it back because I want to take that to Arsenal. Arsenal is we get the Mikel Arteta promo video. We get that video. Get your cleats, your shin guards, get your Gatorade bottles, your Lucozade, whatever you drink. You get it and bring it to the match. All hands on deck, da. The crowd is singing, everybody's having a good time, and then you see the shower curtain. They run the shower curtain out with the cannon facing the wrong way, like fools, so everybody can see us like complete fools for everybody to see. And then we start the game. Within 3 minutes, we down 1-0. 1-0. Tony, I'm gonna say it again. We just watched. Inter Milan was up 2-0, and within 15 minutes, the game was tied. They had a sense of urgency over at Barcelona.
Urgency. What was missing in our game?
We did not have a sense of urgency at all. Now, people are going to say, yeah, we had 2 or 3 chances. Yeah, 2 or 3 chances, but where are the goals? See, chances and goals are 2 different things.
Right.
We're at the stage now where chances ain't going to cut it. Chances are not going to cut it now. We need goals. We had 2 or 3 chances. Yeah, but they had 2 or 3 goals. I think I got the stat right. They had it 4 shots on target, 2 winning. 4 shots, 2 went in 15 minutes. We have a manager that had the deer in the headlights look yesterday.
Yep.
He had the look again. That's the look of doom. I'm gonna start referring to it as the look of doom because every time he has that look, something bad is getting ready to happen.
Oh shit! What did I do this time?
Yeah. He looked like
the look of doom. Hashtag look of doom. Maddie, you come up with these, bro. Hashtag hope strategy, hope day. Hashtag
he come up with his names, man. I mean,
he looked like that kid. You know, when you was a kid and you break furniture in the house while the parents are away.
Yeah.
And they come home and you home, they don't notice it. That's what he looked like. He looked like he had broke furniture and was hoping nobody noticed it. Yeah, we noticed it. And so he never adjusted at all in the game. He never made any kind of adjustment. He never said, let's go forward. He never said, let's attack PSG. He said, let's just go for it. No. He said, we're going to play defensively, slow the game down, and we're going to just try to drag it out. I'm going to tell you what he was doing yesterday. He wasn't playing for a win. He was playing for a draw yesterday, and it didn't work out for him.
Right. And just to piggyback on that, it's the expecting to score the perfect goal. You know, again, we're trying to dink the ball in 3 yards into the fucking net. Why? You know, you look at the Barcelona game, they shoot the ball. It's not a hard concept, Mikel. You know, sorry, Maddie, to interrupt, but you know, when you talk about that, right, the way we passed the move, some of it was very good. We couldn't finish for the life of us. Why is that? Because our captain won't take the initiative to actually launch a ball from outside the 18-yard box. Martinelli won't shoot unless he's in the 6-yard box. What is this obsession of scoring the perfect goal? It's one of those things I couldn't stand about Wenger either in his middle to later years at the club. We were always searching for that little goal. Remember Hleb and Fabregas trying to dink it in against, you know, like Everton or somebody on a Monday night? It didn't work, right? We have to shoot the ball. You know, that's one reason why I think Madrid didn't win.
Martin Odegaard is the biggest culprit of that. Martin Odegaard is the biggest culprit of that.
He is the culprit.
Back forward, back pass, sideways. I mean, he's the biggest culprit. He's the big poster boy of that kind of brand of football. He wants to take 10 different touches.
In my 26 years of following Arsenal, shout out Jez, DJ B, and Kenny for doing a great show today talking about shit captains. In my 26 years of following this club, I have to say it right here and now on April 30th, 2025, that Odegaard is the worst captain I have seen in the 26 years I've been following this club. I got to put it out there.
I agree.
Michelle, there's other ones it kind of floats off my head a bit, but I mean, Santi Cazorla wore the armband. Of course, Fabregas wore the armband. Robin Van Persie wore the armband. Those kids were levels to what this Norwegian prick brings. And I'm over the little backflips and Cruyff turns and, you know, the little dinkies and stuff. That does nothing. It does nothing. Okay? And I get, you know, like you see the through balls that Inter Barcelona just produce out of nothing. They produce stuff out of nothing while he produces nothing out of nothing. It's just, I don't understand what this kid serves anymore. Right? We played crap without him. Let's be honest. When we missed him, we fucking missed him. We missed him when he was out, and that's pathetic. We missed him while he was out, you guys. He's back, but it's still the same shit.
Listen, this team is not set up to compete at the highest level.
Correct.
I'm just gonna keep it a buck, man, and we've seen this all year long. It's what you saw yesterday is not a surprise. It looks like it because we beat Real Madrid. That's the same team. That's the same team that we've been looking at all year long. Same results we've been looking at.
Right, but let me ask you this, Maddie. Does it play in their heads when Moreno's not up front?
And BBK.
I think it does.
We got
BBK.
You know what I told
Here to the AFC always done. See Eckers. Big up to these people in the chat. Someone was saying something.
I told Gunn with Mikel Merino, and I told Tony this earlier today. With Mikel Merino going back up front next week.
For sure.
What did you see? Let me ask you this, Goonie. What did you see yesterday when Mikel Merino was in midfield? What did you see yesterday?
I saw Kai Havertz in the fucking 23 shirt. That's what I saw.
You're going to see the same thing, except he's going to be the forward this time. They're going to every time he touches the ball, somebody will be there to take it off of him.
Oh yeah, no, I know, right. It's a false illusion to think that Real Madrid is on the same level as PSG at this point in time, right? They're just not the same team.
They're going to take the strap because Arteta made such a big mess of this yesterday.
Right.
What they did yesterday was they said, "Oh well, he completely went against what we probably." I guarantee you that they planned for something a little bit different than what he put out there yesterday. And when he put out what he put out yesterday, they said, "Oh, well, we can take advantage of it." Well, now what he's done is he's shown his hand, and so we know that everything's gonna go back to what they thought it was gonna be yesterday.
Fact.
And so they're gonna go back
no secrets no more. The whole plan is open.
They're going to go back to day 2 when we played them because they're going to say, "Oh, this is the closest resemblance to what they look like when we played them in."
Right.
They're going to prepare for that team. So what do you think they're going to do next week? They are going to have adjustments ready for this team because they know
they're going to have Paco. They have Pacho man Mark Marino, and Marquinhos will be the ball moving defender. Well, he's going to move up front, and Paco will just stick to Marino like glue. And then it's done. And it'll be and what we'll see is the Carvacelia Timber physicality is what we'll see with Moreno in the center of the park. And we're going to see that again with Carvacelia and Timber again. Timber's lucky he was still on the pitch.
But again, see, people, yesterday, I watched that match, yesterday. I mean, when you're playing a team like PSG, and when you're a coach that's been paid the amount of money that Mikel Arteta is being paid. I mean, you should go to the tapes. Look at the tapes of the people that have beaten that team. Recent example, Nice. Look at how Nice beat them. It's simple. It's easy. I mean, they make clowns of Marquinhos and Pacho. They should how slow they are in set pieces. Bro, we did not even offer anything going forward. I mean, we really peppered the goalkeeper. I mean, Courtois in that Real Madrid, both home and away. Setting shots he kept. I mean, apart from those 2-3 shots that Donnarumma really saved, we never really, stepped up to do anything up front. So there wasn't even really that pressure on these defenders, which is their weakness. Their weakness is on set pieces, corner kicks, free kicks from outside the 18-yard box, majorly corner kicks. They struggle with that. Pacho struggles with that. Marquinhos isn't the fastest either. I never saw those incursive, front foot attacking Arsenal. I never saw it yesterday.
Let me ask you
so it was just snapshot chances, half-baked chances that Declan Rice decided to just show up to the party and take it up there. Apart from that, no one was created. So I never really saw anything. We never really took the game to them. We never really settled in the game. Bro, this is one of the first games I've seen Arsenal not settle in the game for the first 10 to 20 minutes. Even domestically, where we've lost this season to Liverpool. We always turn up in the first 10 minutes. That's a habit of ours.
Do you think we're overconfident?
Even if it's sideways passing, we do that. But it's drab. We didn't do anything yesterday. It was shocking. On all positions, they were better than us. Attacking, better than us. Defensively, they were better than us. Did you guys see the defense yesterday? That defense was shaky. We couldn't even string complete 5-6 passes together in the back. And that affected our game greatly. We had to rely on David Raya to look the ball up top. And guess who he was looking up to? He was just skying it over. Back to PSG. Shock.
Well, that's the thing. I think we came in there with a bit of arrogance, you guys, to be honest. I think we came in there expecting a Real Madrid, style team. And they came in there and they played us, right? They did what we did against Madrid, essentially, with the high pressing up the pitch, like Tony just said. We were passing the ball around the back, and every time we did that, I was biting my fucking fingernails off because we know that it's not always going to work out well. And if you see teams pressuring you like that, you need to try something else. But the thing is, we don't have anything else to try. But like you said, Tony is lumping it up the park and hoping that Martinelli, Trossard, or Saka can latch on to something. Trossard couldn't latch onto an air ball if you send him 10 of them, bro. He can't have his back to goal and dropping the ball in front of him when he's 5'6" and he's going up against a 6'2" defender. The sizing doesn't add up. The maths don't math, bro. And the thing is, there were certain moments in that game where we should have scored, and there were some moments where to me, like João Neves, like ruined everything. João Neves, you guys thought Vitinha was great? I thought João Neves was phenomenal. How many times did we go just on the final kick to put it in the net? He snuck in and stuck his foot in there. Like 4 times.
We're not,
right?
we're
And
not,
that's the
we're
thing. They were scrappy and hungry. You know, it's like playing basketball out the park with your friends. You know, it gets scrappy. And we weren't prepared. We weren't ready.
I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. Matty, please, I want you to give us perspective. I want you to give us perspective.
We're not prepared. We're not
on Martin Odegaard. I really do think that Martin Odegaard is a passenger in this team. Me and Oregon Gunner on this our show, we've always been saying this. Matty, please just give us perspective into Martin Odegaard. What should we do to this guy? Because I mean, it's a laughable matter right now. People are laughing at this situation.
Hold on, I'm going to show you what you should do with it. Y'all just bear with me.
He's got props. He brought props to the show, Tony.
It brought props, right?
No, I'll just fill in for a sec so there's no dead air. But yeah, Odegaard, it's a fail. The experiment was great. The first season when he had 15 goals, that's the Odegaard we need. If he's carrying injury, then we need to sub him and get someone in that can do or just put one area in there. You know,
put it right there.
There's the top. I love Olive Garden.
Guys, Matty has gone ape. He's gone ape wild.
Oh, it's time
he brought a paperback.
It's time in the great words of course. It's time to go. It's time to go. It's time for Odegaard to go. I have had it.
I agree,
with brother. I have had it with him. It is over. It is 4-5 years of the same old. I don't give a damn about 15 goals a season. A few years ago.
That's ancient history.
That is you talking 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Today he is offering nothing. And people are saying, oh, it's down, he's injured, he's out there. He did the same thing last year. It's the same. This guy is who he is. He's 20, up to be 26. He's 26 or get ready to be 27, one of them.
Right.
And at that age, you are what you are. That's what you are. Because when you get to that age, you are the footballer that you are. So he's not getting any better than what he is. He's not going
to get bigger. He's not going to grow.
He's holding this team backwards. This team has been held backwards.
Well, he's also the captain of our team, and that makes it more dicey.
Well, who made him the captain?
That makes it more dicey. Are we gonna throw away our captain, the captain of our football club, away in the transfer window? I mean, what does that do to our other players? I mean, what does it do? I just want us to have perspectives into it. If we ship out Odegaard, what does it do to the team? Would there be a mutiny in the team? We need to also answer all those type of adjoining questions.
Makes everybody take notice. Make everybody shape out, show that you're expendable. When have we sold a player in this current form of Arteta's team? When have we pushed a player out the door that was integral to the team and say, you know what, he's out of here? No, nobody's done it. Everybody's held on everything, want to try to hold on. It's time for him to go.
Yeah,
it's time for Berta to show that some folks are expendable.
Yep, and
we can find better.
Absolutely.
It's time. It is time for players like Martin. These are players that are you went to the grocery store and you turn around your product past sell by date.
Expired.
It is expired. It's over.
Expired.
He's done.
Well, he's done it. Well, I think Matty. I think what you're saying, man. He's done it in Arsenal, the Prem. He's fine in the Bundesliga. Send him to PSG. Send him to Milan or something, right? He still will have
St. Pauli. That's where he needs to go. St. Pauli, Hoffenheim, Cologne,
Heerenveen,
Heerenveen,
yeah,
Groningen,
right?
Groningen, Go Ahead Eagles.
Right.
You know, places like that. He's all right. You know, you send him over there.
Go Ahead Eagle.
Send him over there.
I think the Kaiser Chiefs, bro.
That is crazy, man. Go Ahead Eagle.
Yeah.
Oh my days.
Who's not right? And I go, and I've said this before, Maddie, on other shows, just to piggyback again on what you're saying. Look at some of the midfielders that have been, like for Chelsea in the last 20 years. Frank Lampard, big guy, can score goals from all over the pitch. Cesc Fabregas, silky smooth, can score goals all over the pitch. Yaya Toure, KDB, Steven Gerrard. The names go on. And that's what we need is that marquee midfielder. And I think Declan Rice is halfway there with his performance in Madrid. But again, it's just Declan Rice, I thought, was the last problem we had yesterday on the pitch, to be honest, right? I mean, he wasn't the real issue. Odegaard was the biggest issue. Saliba was an issue, etc. But the thing is that we don't have that Lampard-Gerrard type player. I think we sort of do, and Declan Rice is becoming that, hopefully. But they've got to win things. Not saying Steven Gerrard won anything, right? But he won the 2005 Champions League, but he never lifted a Premier League title. Frank Lampard's won both, right? And FA Cups. And I'm sure that you can throw some League Cups in there. And that's what I mean. We need a midfielder not only with those kind of numbers, but of that physical stature that can play in the Premier League. Odegaard would be fantastic at Dortmund. He would be fantastic at Leverkusen.
No. Game's too fast for it. Game would be too fast.
Okay, fair enough. Send him to Girona or somewhere. That's probably too fast as well. But the thing is that we cannot be that pussyfooting club anymore. We have to shut the door on some of these players. Again, we've talked about this many times, Tony, and you and I, Matt, too, have been on shows with Lee Gunner and Jazz and talked about this. The ethos of Arsenal is to love these players, while Chelsea discarded them as they were used and done and gone. But we held on to them. Why do we hold on to Rob Holding? Why the hell do we hold on to, Gabriel Jesus? Because we don't have the fucking cojones to let these players go. And that's the ethos that is in the club. That is a club problem. That's not an Arteta problem. That's not now a Bertha problem. That is an inherent ethos of the club. We coddle these fucking players, bro. And this is nothing different. That we're coddling to number 8. We're letting him do what he wants to do in the system that is ultimately made for him to succeed, but he's failing in.
Exactly.
He's failing in the system. So that means you write off your losses and you send them packing and you get the next one in. And that next one, I really think, the one I've been reading is Zubamendi. And if he doesn't perform in 4 years, I want him gone too. Because this is the point. Keep calling him, Tony. We can love as long as the players here wear the shirt, I will back them when they perform well. And I will criticize them when they don't. But I'll be damned if I'm going to come up to some player and get a bunch of numbers on my shirt because of 3 or 4 performances. The 3 of us have been following this club way too long to be sucked in this PR bullshit with Snodegard and whoever the next flavor of the month is, right? The fact is that with Berta, he needs to come in and make tough decisions in the locker room.
Tough, hard decisions, yeah. I want to crash this Odegaard matter off, right? Yeah, but this is it. See, Matty have brought in a bag. A prop. Yeah, and he said, let's take him to the garbage dump. Yeah, where's the bag? Yeah. Let's take him on a let's take him on a DWTT. Yeah, let's take him on a road trip. Yeah, with the trash, right?
Shout out, Gary.
But see, part of the reasons why Liverpool won the title this season, partly, is because they had squad in depth. Not such a big squad. There's a difference between that and squad depth. But they had quality players that they could bring off the bench. Now,
Correct.
all this talk about Odegaard, yeah, I'm now just realizing that it's not just okay for the Arsenal to say, Martin Odegaard, stay on the bench. We get someone more better, and you come in and help up or help out the team any way you like. I think it should be an outright sale.
Yes.
He's not even good enough for squad depth. That's what
No.
I think. Like, I'm looking towards that. Even if I do think that we need squad depth, but I mean, even at that depth, man. I mean,
Let me
he's
add
not
this,
good
Tony.
enough.
If you were just to bench him,
Fair.
his performances would be worse now. You would destroy his confidence if you bench him. If you rip the armband and put him on the bench, his confidence is gone, the armband is gone, and you put him on the bench, he's going to perform worse because his confidence will now be shot, right? So you cannot put this kid on the bench. I shout out Jez if you want to make a comment. I can't think of a player that you've put on a pedestal in Arsenal, and all of a sudden they're just on the bench for good, unless there's like a really long-term injury or a real bust up with the manager. I can't think of one player.
If he was going to put him, if we were talking about taking the armband and all that, that would have had to have been done in September, August, July.
Yeah, exactly.
It's too late.
Exactly.
So we know that's not going to happen.
That done gone.
This is why I told you earlier today, Tony. I said everybody keeps talking about parties coming back into the team. It doesn't matter because Odegaard is still in it. So I mean, it's still 10 men.
It's like you're playing with 10 players.
It's 10 players across the board. So we've got to figure out a way. The players have got to figure out a way. Like Declan Rice alluded to it yesterday. It was a run of play that way. He said, "The hell with it. I'll just go for it by myself. Right. I'm not passing the ball to Odegaard. I'm going."
I saw that moment.
And they're going to have to do that. You know what they're going to have to do? We talked about this early in the season with somebody else, but they're going to have to start. They're going to have to start doing what we used to do with Kai Havertz. We have to play without Odegaard. We've got to figure out ways to play around his bad behavior. Because that's the only way we're going to be the game next week.
Exactly.
They're going to have to play around how bad Odegaard, because Odegaard is detrimental. He turns the ball over.
That's coaching, right? Exactly.
He turns the ball over. He gets the ball, turns it over. He gets the ball, he doesn't make the through pass. He gets the ball.
Sideways passing. He sends it back to the defense.
Sideways, left, right, backwards, left, right, backwards, sideways. He can't even pass gas. He can't even pass
a bad check.
I mean, he is absolute anemic. Listen, I've said this.
Dreadful.
Tony's gonna flip when I say this. Tony's gonna flip because it's coming out of my mouth. I would rather keep Kai Havertz and sell Odegaard.
Yeah.
That's
a little steep, bro.
Here comes the fire.
Keep Kai Havertz.
What if you sell him as a package? Sell him as a package deal, 2 for 1, bro.
If it's a choice of one got to go today, Martin Odegaard has to go.
Yeah,
because we can find a better midfielder. We can find a better midfielder. We can find a better player than Martin Odegaard. There's a better player out there than Martin Odegaard.
Who has more goals this season? Havertz or Odegaard?
Havertz has scored more goals than Odegaard. So this is what I'm saying.
Better return on investment.
He might even have more assists than Odegaard. I'm not sure.
Odegaard is going to Bayern Munich or Germany.
He does. It's true. He has more assists than a chief creator.
Tony, y'all think about that. Kai Havertz, one of the best two players at the club. Kai Havertz has more goals and assists than our supposed to be captain of the team in midfield.
Who's supposed to be the creative spark.
And let's be clear, who's had many chances to score, many chances to shoot that ball inside the 18-yard box. And what does he do? Little touch here, little touch there. Why? League Dennis losing his mind.
A cross turn.
Matty and Ola on the watch along. Shoot. And he takes that touch.
A cross turn. And then he loses the ball and then he puts his fingers into his hair.
He's not.
What is
good
this?
enough,
What are we
bro.
doing? What
He's
is this?
simply not good enough.
Nope, not good enough at all.
Dude, that's what I keep saying. I mean, the Frank Lampard.
So he's not even good enough for our bench. Am I getting that correctly? He's not even good enough for the bench.
Tony, because if he
Not even for squad depth.
Tony, if he's playing like this, and him coming off the bench playing like this, it's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
It's the same exact thing. So what good is if he's like this now, putting him on the bench and him coming off and doing the same thing? That's a waste of time. Sell him.
Well, his
It's time to sell him.
His value is still relatively high. We would.
You can get 40 for him. You can get 50 for him. Sell him. Sell him. The problem here, Tony, this is the problem with the football club. This football club is, as Goonie stated, we hold on players too long, and then we end up not having any value for the player when we need to move them.
They never win anything.
So what good is it if you're going to keep holding on to him and he gets worse and worse and worse? His value, this brother's value is going down by the game.
Plummet. Yeah, it's going to plummet.
It is going down like the United States stock market. Right down the floor. Right down the floor.
With all them tariffs.
Yeah, he is a tariff on this team. He is a tariff on this. He is 145% tariff on this club.
Yeah.
I couldn't have came up with a better analogy. He is the 145% tariff on this Arsenal team. And he is costing us by the day, by the game. It's actually a modern miracle that we finished in second place with him in the team for 90% of this season.
And to bring him on as a sub means that you're going to think that he's going to have an impact.
Yeah. What is he impacting?
What?
And then no impact. I mean, and that's been the story of our bench. Players with no impact. I mean, it's the total story of our bench.
He doesn't get out of trust anymore.
Hey, fellas, they say we're looking for him to bring. You're looking for him to have some impact. No, it's going to be braced for impact when he comes on.
Because we're about to concede a goal.
We're about to get ready to run into a side of a boat. I mean, this brother here is absolute hogwash. He is hogwash. Needs to be moved on. It's time. It's this discussion about. If there's a player there, can we get some? He's been at this football club long enough. He's been here long enough. And him, Jesus, these are guys that we have seen enough of to know we're not getting anything else, from these guys. Fabio Vieira, Lacan. These guys, they go.
Fugazi. They don't exist in the world of international football, bro. They're just another
jettison them. It's time to jettison these guys, man. It's time to jettison these guys. Get them guys out of here. It's time for these dudes to be out of here, man. Jettison. It's time for them to go because we have had 3 opportunities to have a Premier League trophy. Last year, year before last, and this year. We had the Carabao Cup.
Oh my God.
We had the Carabao Cup opportunity last year. We had the Champions League last year. We're currently hoping and praying. We're on the hope strategy right now for this year. That's 7 opportunities, bro, and they ain't done nothing. It's time to turn around and look and see, okay, all right, let's try something different. Let's freshen it up. This is why we'll go all the way back to Berta. This is why I keep telling y'all. Well, nobody want to listen when I tell y'all something. I keep telling y'all, Berta was brought in here to come in and clean up this mess. And he's going to come in and clean this mess up. And that means that some of these players that our fan base have latched on to and have got attached to will have to learn how to detach themselves from them because they're leaving. We're going to see players this summer like Odegaard. I honestly believe Odegaard is going to be one to play. He's going to start listening to offers. He's going to start listening for offers. And if the right offer comes in, he's out of here. It doesn't matter if he's the captain of the team. We got more than enough deputized the captain.
Yeah,
we got quality players in this team. Rice, Magalhaes, Saliba. We got 3 and anybody else. We got players that can deputize as the captain. That's the least of our worries. We need a player like tonight. When you watch Barcelona and Inter Milan, you was watching players move that ball through midfield. It was in. By the time he got in the midfield,
I swear, it was fast. Fast transitions, fast counter attacks.
Yeah.
Bro, it was ta, 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 ra, ta, ta. I mean, bro, it was open. Bro, this was high-octane football. Football on cocaine and steroids drummed up together.
Tony,
bro, I couldn't believe my eyes today. Such a high level. Bro, they're playing at a high level.
You see how we recycle the ball?
Arsenal can't play on that level right now.
You see how we recycle the ball? When we get the ball, we pass it, goes all the way back. It takes 30
we'll pass
days.
It back.
They pass the ball back. It takes 4
pass
seconds.
It back sideways.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 5. Boom, boom.
Rotate it right back around. Yep.
It's just like that. Boom, 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 boom. Out to me over the top, in, boom, boom, boom. It was just like the Inter Milan, boom, DeMarco over the top. It was just like this the whole game. Bang, 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 bang. We get the ball. It's bang, 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 bang. And then we take a shot out for a goal kick. Shot out for a goal kick.
You can't remember Odegaard dribbling in front of the 18-yard box over and over, trying to look for an outlet that never is going to materialize because we don't have a striker that can create things in the final third. It just, and again, back to what you were saying, Maddie, earlier about looking at the money side of it. We're giving this guy a $240,000 a week, and right, he's not going to sit the bench, right? So, and this is the thing, you need to make a big decision, Tony, like we said earlier too. The big decisions need to be had, and Birch is going to be the one who's going to drop the hammer on some of these guys. But what I'm worried about again is looking at players that we have this development eye on and not a winning eye on, right? Is Zubamendi a winner? I'm not so sure. I'm really not sure.
But you know what? This is the plot thickens. He's going to give Arteta his run the mill one last time with his players.
Right.
He's going to get whoever he wants in this window. This window is going to be referred. This is the last shot at the OK Corral. This is it. He's going to get his last chance to bring in what he wants to bring in. And if it ain't working, guess what's going to happen? You out of here. No more. See, people want to go to this. See, I've heard a lot of people this week go back to this whole tripe about,
again, I think he's going to quit at the end of the season.
Hold on, Tony. We'll come to that.
I think he's going to quit at the end of the season.
Hold on, Tony. Get your bookmark and put a bookmark right there. We'll come. As soon as I make that point, we'll come to that. Everybody's been saying this week. I've heard a few people say, well, we know what ownership think of the team. They didn't give him any money. They didn't buy anybody in January. This past January was not designed for him to buy anybody. It was time. That was designed for us to go out and get a director of football in. That's what that was reserved for. No more signings until we get the man with the plan in. That's what I'm going to start referring to Berta as the man with the plan. When he came in, when Berta came back, when he came into this team, these 3 months that he's been here, 3 or 4 months that he's been here, a month or two, whatever it is, he is taking notes at every single junction. He's been to practices. He's been in and out of games. He's been watching people. He's taking stuff. You don't think he's sitting out looking at this like we are? He's coming from a football organization that they've got it set up properly. They see the methodology over there is different. He sees what we see. He says, look at this. Odegaard can't pass. Watch this, y'all. You ready? I'm going to drop a bomb on you. He's seen Odegaard before when he was at Sociedad.
Right.
He's seen him already.
Right.
He knows he ain't good enough. He saw him at Madrid. He knows he ain't good enough. A lot of these players are getting ready to get a wake-up call. It's no coincidence that as soon as Berta showed up, Martinelli wanted to start trying again. Wanted to at least try. These players know that
exactly. And I've been telling all of this. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it.
Their days are. This is why I said they must go. Their days are numbered. It's just like if your old lady is acting out of order, and you say, "All right, well, I'm done with. I'm going to find me a new thing." And she see you with the new thing, and now she want to come. Oh, baby, please, I love you. Take me back. No, because you had a chance to do it before all that showed up. You had a chance to do it, and you failed. Martinelli has had over 3 years to do what he did against Real Madrid on a consistent basis. Martin Odegaard has had over enough time to do what he did at 1 year where he scored 15 goals. He has had enough time. Jesus has had enough time and enough money spent. He was 52 million pounds. 52 million. And what have we got out of that 52 million? Absolutely nothing. If you're not going to play Zinchenko in midfield, sell him. It's time for him to be moved on. This has to stop this season. Berta is here to rectify the sins of Mikel Arteta and Edu. They will be rectified. He will cleanse. Listen to what I'm using, the word. He will cleanse this of the sins of Edu and Arteta. That means he's going to cleanse this.
He goes in.
He's going to cleanse this team. People don't want to hear what I'm talking about. Right there, what Asa said, Armageddon is coming. He is here. It is coming this summer.
They're on their way.
There will be players in the next 3 transfer windows. There will be some folks. This summer that's going to turn some heads. And do I think every transfer he's going to do is going to be perfect? No, he'll probably fumble on 1 or 2 of them. That's normal in the lifespan of a.
I just want to say, Maddie, real quick, like Berta. So they sold Antoine Griezmann to Barcelona, and then they realized that they missed him and they missed what he brought, and they brought him back.
Brought him back for less.
And look at what he's produced over the last.
This is what I'm saying,
crazy, bro. Because it's about
what he's doing. He knows
Right.
what he's doing. This is why they went and got the best available.
Look at like Marcos Llorente. Like, what would we do to get him in our midfield right now? Are you kidding me?
This is why I keep telling people, gentlemen.
You know,
this is why I keep
players.
fellas. This is why I keep telling people. When has Arsenal ever went out and got the best available of anything under this regime? They went and got the best available man for the job. So what does that do?
I would say we are still linked to scraps as we speak. We are still linked to Chelsea players. Bro, as we are talking today, we are still linked with Chelsea flops. But
Tony,
one of their flops in Strasbourg. That's the one we're linked to. We are never linked to any best players in the world.
What did we
go to some clubs, it's the worst players there with the
you see how they got him, Goody? You see how they got him? See what y'all missed what I said. See, Tony went right back.
I got you. I heard you. I got you.
What did I say? I said he's going to give him what, Tony? One more window of the players he wants. Oh, you want that guy?
Okay.
All right. Go ahead. If you want it, get him.
But here's the thing, too, Tony. You guys, if he just brings in Gyökeres and Zubamendi, that's not going to change our fortunes overnight.
Nah.
That's
because you got to sell. Because you got to sell these. You got to get rid of Deadwood. We got Deadwood to be moved on. You 100%. 2 players.
Right.
There's no way we can do this. 2 years
So we get Gyökeres and Zubamendi. That third player is not going to be top quality. That fourth player is not going to be top quality.
So Oregon Gunner, what you mean? So Oregon Gunner, what you mean now is that a potent striker, a 30-something goal poacher, and Martin Zubamendi can't do the job for Arsenal, can't win the title for the Arsenal.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is they will help because it's an improvement. But what we need is an 8-player rebuild. We need someone who can get the ball to Gyökeres. We need someone who can be the backup for Zubamendi when he takes an ankle knock and is out for 3 weeks. Right? That's the thing. And then you're not going to get 4 marquee players. We're probably going to get Gyökeres, and it sounds like we're going to get Zubamendi, which is fantastic because they're rated as good players. But until they wear that shirt and until they follow the system, we don't know what to expect from them. What if he tells Gyökeres to do things that Gyökeres hasn't had to do at Coventry or at Sporting? Goicoechea can scratch his head like
That's the
Obama ain't
problem.
lock his head.
That's
They're
the
like
problem.
scratching their head like what
He
the
has
fuck
to
is that
go.
talking about?
He has to go. He's the conqueror. He has to go.
Tony, let's go back to what you said. Let's go back to what you
Right?
said
It's
earlier.
not like if one or two is going to just. Sorry to interrupt real quick. Let me land. One or two players is going to just lift the trophy, Tony. It's like the Conga's got to go. Vieira, like Maddie said, Vieira's got to go. All the deadwood's got to go to get the funds to even buy, let's say, that third marquee player. And who the hell is that going to be? Right? I mean, I've said before, I want Marcus Llorente. I want this guy. I want that guy. That's fine. But those guys might not even be on Berta's list at all. So the third player, the quality is going to drop anyway. It's going to be less expensive. And if that person doesn't work, then what? So it's complicated, right? It's not as easy as we like it to be, or like FIFA or Football Manager or any of that bullshit. The thing is we need to find the right player that fits the squad in the style of football that Arteta wants to play. Goicoechea will fit that. Zubamendi will probably fit that. But again, it's like, do you think those two are just like these world beaters, guys? I don't think so. I don't. Even with Zubamendi and Goicoechea, do we beat PSG at home yesterday? Do those two players really make a difference? Maybe Goicoechea, but I don't know if Zubamendi, if their midfield is more dominant than ours, what's Zubamendi going to do that Rice really isn't? That's the thing. Midfielders are a dime a dozen. So I'll end on that. Let you guys.
Anyway, if there's anyone to go by, we do know that Declan Rice isn't the number 6. We know he's not in number 6. With what happened yesterday, he's not a number 6. We do know this. We do know his best position is as that. It's either as that 10 or as number 8, with the ability to bump forward. What we watched yesterday was a complete travesty putting Declan Rice as our defensive midfielder. I'm sorry, he's not just that guy.
Tony, let's. I'm about to screw out here in a minute. I got to go to a birthday party. Somebody was texting me. I totally forgot. I got to go to this party.
Yeah. Actually, sure, it's just for 1 hour, but let's roll.
But I want to tackle this before I get out of here, Tony, because you brought up this, and I told you this back in this. Me and Kenny told you this in December, and you just alluded to it about 20 minutes ago. If we fail to win this game, next week. We finish 15 points behind Liverpool. Well, currently 15 points behind. We've got to play Liverpool. We've got to play Newcastle. That's potentially 6 more points that we could be behind. Where would Liverpool finish at? That could possibly even be 21 points. If we finish that many points behind them, we've already threw away the league. And we finish 3rd, 4th, and we're out of the Champions League. He's gonna walk away.
It's going to be a failure.
Yeah,
it will be a failure.
Tells me so.
Yeah, and what was the word I used with you earlier, Tony? He's gonna have a stain on his name. The stain
on his CV.
Yeah, yep. And Tide and all this detergent is not gonna get it out. He's gonna have a stain that's not gonna come out in the wash. And so this is why I said that this Bertha thing runs deeper than what people look at. What's up there, brother Shane? This
Brother Shane, big up to you, brother Shane.
This thing is much deeper than what most people don't realize. He's here. See, people are going on. Well, they're going to blame Bertha. I'm sure he's used to it. I mean, the man has been done. Look, when you see him, do you think much around him? Nah. So he's going. They go, oh, it's Bertha's fault. Nah. Look, all of that ain't gonna fly now because people have seen this ownership, seen Edu in operation. If you think for 1 second that they didn't think about the fact that they could have hired Ato would have been the easiest way out. He was already in the building. They went outside the building and brought somebody else in. They're prepared for whatever's coming coming down the pipe. Tim Lewis. These are people that they're prepared for the backlash. And for one, I think we need it. It's time, after watching that display yesterday and watching this entire season, it's time for this football club to get a new attitude about itself. We need a new attitude at this football club. We need new methodology at this football club. This this manager, everything that's attached to him needs to be removed. We need when you watch that game tonight, you watched Inzaghi on that sideline. That team exemplified Inzaghi. Hansi Flick.
They played
those teams tonight were the identity of those two managers. When you look at Mikel Arteta, our team plays like Mikel Arteta played when he was at Arsenal.
Yeah, true. An average player, an average manager.
We look like an average team because what, Tony? We have an average manager. And this is why if we do not get over the line next week, and if we continue to free fall, because we're free falling, but nobody notices it because we're in the Champions League. We're free falling. We're free falling.
6 draws in the last 13 games.
He's going to either walk away or he's going to immediately get the sack at the beginning of the year if everything is out of order. This is why I said he's going to get, if he survives this and gets to the summer, Berta's going to let him hang himself. Get the players that you want.
Right.
And we're going to sit back and watch.
I'll watch.
And if it doesn't work out, he's going to
just watch himself destruct.
Yeah. Self-destruct. And he's going to simply look over to the Cronkies. I told you so. I told you so. There it is right there.
Pull out his phone.
Because if he's giving them, if he's coming in, gentlemen, and he's looking at this team, going to these games, surely he's taking notes and he's going back saying, hey, man, this is what I've observed. And in some shape, form, or fashion, somebody might else, I'm sure somebody else has told him the same thing that he's seeing. The result, whatever he's telling him is lining up with the results. Look at the results he's had since he's been here. Look at the results we've had since he's been here. Look at the games that he's been at and the results of the games that he's been at since he's been here, outside of Real Madrid. Subtract Real Madrid from all of this and look at the results.
Right. I was just telling Tony earlier before you hopped on, the Madrid games of the Man City 5-1 have been the highlights of his managerial career at Arsenal.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. I mean, beating Chelsea 5-0 last season was great too. I can't lie. But again, it didn't win us anything. He would have credit. Remember, I came out and said, hey, you beat Madrid twice, you have credit in the bank. But you know what? You expired that credit yesterday when you put out that makeshift squad that wasn't the same, that didn't have the same motivation, didn't have the same preparation. Whatever you said didn't work. And so you lose credit in the bank. But yeah, I'll always give him credit in the bank. When he gets sacked, I'll always remember Arteta as the manager that got us through Madrid. And that's it. And that's the way it is.
And it happens, man.
And it happens.
And it happens. You know,
it happens. we all know other sports where managers come and go. They're employees of the club, bro. And that's what top gooners don't seem to understand after all these years. They're nothing but employees of the club. Same with the players, but the players really are the assets of the club. So the managers are kind of the conduit between ownership and the players.
Let's say we do make it past PSG next week, we still got a whole nother game. See, this is where it gets real deep at. Because what happens?
Bro, not against this beast I saw this evening.
I was just getting ready to crank it up.
Let's get that correctly. Not against this beast I saw this evening. I've completely changed my mind about European football.
What happens?
Oh my days! Oh my days! I mean, high octane football. We can't cope. I mean, if we're getting battered by PSG in the first 4 minutes, I mean, teams like Inter and this is a Barcelona team that just played this kind of football this evening. I mean, they're going to bat us in the first 2 minutes.
Gentlemen, Newcastle.
Bro, they'll score a goal in the first minute.
Tony, this is why I want to keep trying to tip up. We couldn't beat. Everybody keep talking about party and all this and all these players. Tony, we can beat 10-man Manchester United with a full squad. We couldn't beat 10-man Manchester United with a full squad. We couldn't.
Big up Tony. Big up Hamad's Football TV. Big up to you, man. Brother. Subscribe to that channel, Hamad's Football TV. Great guy.
We play Aston Villa. They came back. 10 men Fulham. Aston Villa last year. West Ham. Last minute goal against Luton last year. Manchester City the year before. Tony, people keep going on and on about these. Our family keeps saying if one player come in, this will happen. If one player come, Tony, these are the same players we've seen for the last 3, 4, 5 years. What's the one current constant with all of them? It's the manager. The manager. This manager, he has lived his 9 lives. There are no more lives. There's no more code that you can put in to get an extra life.
I think you hit the nail on the head. I'm anxious to see what players we get in because I know we're going to spend some money this summer. We know we got to make changes, but what I'm not excited to see is the system that Arteta is going to try to impose on these new players, right? Gyökeres, he can score goals from here, there, everywhere. That's great, but can he do it in an Arsenal shirt in this manager's system? And I got to be honest, guys, I start to scratch my head. But then I think, well, if Moreno can do it, right, that anyone can. But I'm just not so sure. What if we get the Gyökeres at Coventry? I think he scored a lot of goals there, actually, but not in the Prem. It's a different animal. And to be able to
what the main thing I'm looking for, and this is why I keep going back to Odegaard has to go. You can actually bypass Arteta's foolishness if you buy the proper players.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can bypass.
Matty is brutal, man. Matty is a brutal.
You can bypass Arteta's foolishness by buying the proper player. So if you got a great number 10, you can actually a great number 10 is good no matter where you put him because he can be able to get all over the pitch.
Right.
Everywhere. Left, right, center.
What you saw tonight, all over the pitch. I can't think of who Barcelona's number 10 is, but he was all over the pitch, passing the ball.
Barella?
Yeah.
Oh, no, Martinez is their number 10, but Barella's their central mid.
Yeah. Ball comes in, move, it's out. Ball comes in, it's out. Yeah. As soon as he gets the ball, turn and go. Ball's moved in. Boom, 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 boom. That's what you're supposed to do. Our number 10 gets the ball, turns, left way, left side pass, he running into traffic. He's got this new thing now. He loves to do this one. He runs right in the middle of 4 players and stands there and calls to the ball. He's not. We can't win with players like that. Let me tell y'all. You're going. If this continues, Tony. If this continues, Tony and down. If this continues, you're going to see Declan Rice and him come to blows in the middle of the pitch. Because Declan Rice is getting tired of having to do 2 jobs because he can't do his job.
Which he did yesterday. He was a 6, 8, and 10, fellas. I've said it twice. He was a 6, 8, and 10 yesterday. That's why I do. Declan Rice is the last one I blame. I blame Odegaard. I'm sorry. I really have to.
Way. He's doing the same thing that Kai Havertz used to do when he first got here. He's doing the same thing that Kai Havertz did when he first got here. Where Kai Havertz was getting people's way, balls, he's kicking balls just out of bounds, Now Odegaard's been doing it, but because he has none of his safety valve. Saka got pulled away from him. Martinelli, nothing going for. So now he has to do his job. So he's got to create opportunities for people to score. He's not even doing that. I think Saka before he went out.
He's not even doing his primary assignment.
That's it.
I mean, he is not doing it, guys. I don't think our creative spark has gotten even up to 5. I don't think he's gotten up to 5 assists this season.
Saka is the team assist leader.
It.
Saka is the team assist leader. And he was gone for 3 months.
Right, look at here to their sake, like Danny Olmo. I like Danny Olmos. That's funny. Danny Olmo, Pedri. It's just another level of player, guys. And why we don't chase this players? Like Danny Olmo was there for the taking.
Hey, bro.
Danny Olmo was
there for the taking. We had to. We had to. We had to.
The right profile.
We should have did, fella. We should be doing this summer.
He's a fucking Champions League winner now.
What we should be doing if some serious ambition. They should be saying we're selling Odegaard. We're going to put 2 major players up for sale. We're going after Florian Wirtz. We should be going for creme de la creme in this team.
Yeah,
Creme
go
de la creme. We're past Europa League players.
yes, dude. Yes, Matt. You and I are on the same page. We've been on the same page since day one. Why is Musiala?
Musiala. This is what we need. We don't need Europa League
bring
players.
in those big names. Pay the extra 20 mil.
We don't need all these other clowns you're talking about. It's all these clowns we're being linked with.
We don't need any more players.
Douglas
we don't need any more
these,
Disco Jones. We don't need anybody. We don't need all these unknown. We don't need any more of these unknown players. Disco Jones, Billy Bob. We don't need any more of that.
The Conga.
We need proper players in this team.
All these clowns we're being linked with. None of them. None of them are big time players.
When I watch Barcelona,
none of them are important players.
Tony, when I watch Barcelona today, anytime Lamine Yamal touched the ball, I said something's gonna happen.
Exactly.
That's what I want. I want a player like that. Anytime you see Rafinha just touch the ball, you just sitting there looking.
Yep, you know something's gonna happen.
Johnny Almost, something's gonna happen.
Because they have a desire to score and win, Matty. They have no outside influence, right? It's the desire. It's the desire, Tony. It's the desire. Like, I think Martinelli hasn't been his best season or so, and I know we talked earlier in the season about letting him go, and there was a big hypes about that. But now he scored some important goals for us. We know what he can do. If he can do Rafinha things, then keep him. But the thing is that these players are being held back by this manager. The strains, the leash needs to be snapped. And we saw it. You saw him break the leash. Let them break the leash against Madrid, City, etc. But why does it have to come to when we hit this almost the top of the mountain and we all fall down? Like our friend AJ said it before. This is the first, again, he's won one in almost 23 cup competitions. 23 if we lose.
That's shocking.
That's sackable. You wouldn't put up with that from David Moyes, Neil Warnock, fucking Frank from Brentford, Ancelotti. Think of a top 6 club, top 4 club that would keep a manager like that.
Nobody. He'd be
nobody.
Gone. You wouldn't even catch championship teams putting up with this.
No, fuck no, exactly. They would rather rotate just to get 3 or 4 wins on the pot.
League One football.
Yes.
I'm talking Colchester. They would have done. These teams would have done out of there.
Because 3 or 4 wins for Colchester means they're fucking almost mid-table or 4th place.
Hey, Tony, go ahead. Eagles wouldn't even tolerate it.
Kaiser
go ahead.
Orlando Pirates wouldn't tolerate it. Hey, Kaiser Chiefs wouldn't tolerate it. Kaiser Chiefs wouldn't even
doesn't get petty. It doesn't get petty than that, man. Go ahead, Eagles, bro. I mean, that's one of the most shittiest teams in the whole of Holland.
Grasshopper wouldn't even tolerate it.
Perfect whistle from Dublin.
Batiste. These teams wouldn't even take them.
I really enjoyed this show this night.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
we drew 2-2 with, mind you, a few years ago.
This manager has been made a right fool out of. Any time we play a manager that's worth a damn, he gets made a fool out of.
Yep.
He's been made a fool out of by Brentford's manager. He's been made a fool out of by Forrest. He's been made a fool out of by Eddie Howe.
Ten Hag.
Made a fool out of who is that?
Ten Hag.
Yeah, twice. Ten Hag. He made a fool out of Amarin.
Even Amarim has made a public show of him. Yeah, even with the weakest of squads, we can't be the dead Man United team. Yeah. Bro, this manager has committed crimes. Crimes that, bro, naturally this manager ought to be sacked on the spot. Bro, there's some crimes this manager has committed, man. It should be expulsion, immediate on site. A dead Man United team. We can't beat a dead Man United team.
Fulham's coach. Didn't you go through?
Fulham, Silva.
Atalanta 0-0.
Atlanta's coach.
Yeah, you look at that. You look at Slot. Hadn't even been here. He didn't got Slot just showed him up.
I saw some Arsenal fans saying, "Well, he's got Klopp's team." Yeah, That's the way football works. But the thing is that they were playing up tempo, multi-pass, combination, finished football.
You ain't got
Go
to do
back
all that.
early games at Liverpool, they took the season.
Goon, you didn't have to say all that.
And guys, we're also forgetting that
Arteta had Emery's team when he pulled in the town.
True.
He got a little baby FA Cup. He got his
Right.
little baby. He got his baby FA Cup.
In fact, forget about the way he inherited. How about Slot actually making sure that the fitness levels of the players he inherited were at the utmost level this season? Salah, who used to get injured in spells, in seasons that we've seen, he completely shrugged off all those injuries, all those niggly injuries, perfectly fit this season and giving them up to nearly 50 goals, 50, 60 goals this season.
Tony,
how about that?
Tony,
he managed the fitness levels. I mean, we should start. I mean, I know I don't want my club to be, disgraced everywhere and, used as a prop everywhere for every team to abuse. But sometimes you just have to say the truth. I mean, forget this whole YouTube gimmick. You have to say the truth at times, man. And Slot actually managed that team properly. He managed that injury.
It's time for the
he managed the fitness levels. He brought the best in certain players.
And you think about it, there wasn't much of a
certain players.
To me, the
our own manager has completely run our players to the ground.
Right. Because he thinks
Bukayo Saka couldn't even press yesterday. I think he's gotten injured. I think that player is injured again.
I think Odegaard
can't even press.
Yeah. All right, brothers.
Not Odegaard. Saka.
No, I heard you. I think Odegaard is both. I think he's injured as well. I think they're both 100%. We gotta get. I gotta eat.
Bro, we're finished. We're finished. Matty, please shout out your channel. Tell us what you got coming up, man. I mean, let's finish the show. We've already ended the show already. It's just one. I mean, 1 hour 70.
Something going on here on YouTube, man. My work schedule has been wild the last few days. So I wanted to do something, but I'm gonna have to see what my schedule looks like. But I will be back for the watch along with Lee on Saturday, and I got to work that day. But I'll be back for the watch along, and then we'll be getting ready for the game next week, and it's gonna be scenes because this is it. This is for me the next 2 games in this Champions League. If we win and get past them and get to the final, this is the tightrope that Arteta has to walk. So there has to be a result on Tuesday. We play Tuesday, right? Or is it Wednesday next week? We play Tuesday.
Wednesday, actually.
Okay.
I think it's Wednesday.
Okay. Well, we're gonna this right here is going to be define the rest of the season for us. This is going to be one of the final hurdles for this manager to keep his career in coaching at Arsenal. So he better find a way to win. I know that we got a game this weekend, and I really don't care about it at this stage. I know that sounds crazy, but they didn't just figure out what he's going to do because he's made this mess. This is his mess that he's put the team in. So he's gonna have to find a way, and that's that. But we'll be here. We'll be here on next week. Well, on Saturday for that game, and we'll be there for the Champions League.
Perfect.
So enjoy it,
Matty. On behalf of this show, me and Oregon Gunner, I mean, we're partners in this show, and on behalf of Tony Club Gunner TV, I want to say congratulations to you, my brother. Enough respect to you on being the first featured artist at the new Colony Art Gallery. Congratulations, my brother. I mean, this is what we want to hear. We don't want to hear people we walk with to be criminals and thieves. Instead, we want them to be people that are actually help the society that they actually live in and dwell in. I mean, it is what it is, but I mean, we just need to congratulate you on that, on doing that, man. Congrats, man. Take that from us.
Congrats, man. Yeah, congrats, especially with all the time and effort you take into your work, Matty.
Appreciate it.
It probably doesn't, goes under the radar sometimes, but what you do is very valued. Okay?
I appreciate it, man.
Very valued, and you're making history. Okay, you're
Love
making
y'all boys, man.
photographic history. So shout out to you. Tony, what a show. What a show.
Yeah, man. What a show. Fire show. Fire show. I wanted to bring him as a surprise for you. So, I mean, we got the surprise we needed today. And I mean, it's always a fire show when you got Brother Matt in the house.
See you soon.
From me, Oregon Gunner, and Brother Matty, we are. Oh, no. Oregon Gunner, no, not out yet. Oregon Gunner. What is your prediction? No, that's Oregon. You're not going to escape this one. What is your prediction for that game next week? I mean, let's get into it just a little bit. 2 minutes.
Okay. I got time. So next week, I think we're gonna go 1-1, and they're gonna go out with as 2-1 winners. I think we get a goal, and I think we draw with them 1-1, but they on aggregate. I do. I think we score one.
So they go ahead to the final.
We'll go ahead to the final. It's hard. Fuck. It's a hard one because we know what we can do. We know what we can do, Tony. We saw it. We've seen it against City. We saw it, I think, a season before against Liverpool when we beat them 3-1.
We've seen it against Lisbon away from home. We've seen it against Real Madrid in the Bernabeu.
For Madrid.
Anything can happen on the day, isn't it?
That never happened, right? The stars aligned against Madrid. So I hate to go against the boys. But I do got to say, Tony, and let me make this a little bit clear, a little tidbit. We could perform better because they know that what they put up yesterday was not good enough. So there could be in their minds that, yes, coach, we will do better. Like, we will do better, right? So I don't want to count them out yet, but I'm going to say 1-1. And unfortunately, the aggregate rule's there for a reason. That's life. But I just don't see us beating them. But I think we play a better game, and I think we score one. Now, if it goes 1-1 in the penalties, that's a different discussion. But I know they're going to score at home. They're going to score one at home for sure. Dembele's on fire. Neves is incredible. Vitinha, Barcola, Doe. I mean, it goes on and on, right? So they have weapons, and they will score a goal at home. But we have to score one. And of course, 2, 3. I'd like us to win. I don't want to put myself in the same seat that I was in against Madrid, because what I saw was miraculous football against Madrid, or Madrid was really bad one way or the other. Anyway, I'm going to go 1-1 draw, but PSG go through on aggregate 2-1.
Yes, you go through. Yeah. I mean, I'm having this funny feeling that we might just, with Partey back, we might just release Declan Rice just a little bit. And we might just nick that one. But again, it's based on probability, and it's based on the manager. Because this manager, I mean, he has stunk up the place so many times that, we start having this PTSD about what has really happened before. We've been there before, Oregon. We've seen how he has completely derailed our season. Last season, 2 seasons ago, and this season. All gone up in smoke. So this is all we got. Let's go in next week and see what we do. But again, we have a big matchup this weekend against Bournemouth. So should we rest all our players, all of them?
Yes. Yes.
I mean, Bournemouth can scrap, right? I mean, Semenyo, Clive. I mean, these guys can scrap. So if Arsenal want to go against these guys, I mean, they're just gonna. I mean, they're gonna stretch us out and destroy us.
Well, yeah, I think it's going to be a 0-0, 1-1 bore fest. And I got to be honest, I haven't been up at 6 and 4 o'clock in the morning the last 3 or 4 weeks. I didn't watch the Wolverhampton game. I didn't watch the Everton game. I caught glimpses of the Fulham game, and I caught glimpses of the Palace game where it was 2-2 at the end with Mateta, right? I have not been dedicated to watching this club in the Prem for the last 4 weeks. So I would love the win, because I think there is something to do with motivation, right? You get that, let's say we beat them 2-0, you get the wind in your back, and you say, okay, maybe there's some things we can change up for PSG that didn't work before. I'm with you, Tony. I'm really 50-50 on the PSG thing, because I am looking past Bournemouth, because it really isn't a game that matters, and we should play youngsters, but I wouldn't play Waneri and I wouldn't play Skelly because you won't want to run the risk of injuring them, right? We need Skelly for PSG, and we want to see Waneri against PSG. So I think it's a perfect time for Zinchenko to slot in or Kieran Tierney, and then find somebody, come off the bench for Waneri or just don't play him, because this game means fuck all. Let's be honest. It really doesn't mean anything. And it's not worth the risk.
It doesn't mean anything, but again,
Waneri,
it's very important because you have to field players in. I mean, you need 11 players to play there. So it becomes so important because it will inform the kind of fitness levels the players will be in when they go to France to play. So everything now, I mean, this game has everything for us.
No, you got a good point.
We field Butler Oyedeji? Do we field Waneri? Do you risk Thomas Partey in this game? Do you risk both of our centre backs? I mean, there's so many stories about this Bournemouth game that makes it so important.
Yeah. No, I don't think
you might feel it's not important, but it is important because I mean the fitness levels of how they will be in France matters.
Right. But those fitness levels are still going to be pretty shaped, Tony. They got Sunday, Monday. I don't know if they train on Sunday, but Monday, Tuesday. I think the game's Wednesday. I don't think it's more than fitness levels, Tony. I think it's more than that. I think it's the mentality, to be honest, bro. I think it's how we approach this game from a mental aspect. I think the physical attributes will be there, right? We'll be able to push them off the ball. We'll be able to do those things, right? But it seems like this, like you've said before, the stars need to align for Arsenal to win, but they don't need to align for PSG. And I think that's the inherent problem we have at Arsenal, right? It goes back to what I said before about the ethos of the club. We have to do everything right where PSG can make mistakes and still slide out of it. But with that said, if we are on our game, we can beat them. Like, we can. The underdogs win.
I mean, they weren't so special. I mean, but they just did enough. They did what it took to get them the win. They did what it took. They just did it was a hit job. They did what they had to do to win the game. And they left us looking like donuts. If we take the game to them, but again, Mikel Arteta, it all boils down to this manager and what he can do. So let's just see. Argun, what do you got coming up, my brother, man? I mean, fire show today. I mean, when you told me, hey, Tony, let's get the show done by 10 p.m., I said, yes, sir. And then in my mind, I said, let me go get someone that would actually bring out the spice in Oregon, and I'm sure Matty did that today.
Oh, yeah. He brought out the sack for sure, so the props were great.
Exactly, my brother, man.
Thanks for doing
it. If you notice, I didn't even talk too much. I just want the two of you just, get at it today and stuff like that. So
very good show today. Thank you for staying up late. I know it's late for you tonight. You've got work, I'm sure, tomorrow. Shout out everyone in the chat for
no work tomorrow. Tomorrow is holiday for me. That's
there you go.
Up this late. It's a holiday. It's what we call it here in Finland, Vappu. It's a May Day holiday. Yeah. So every May 1st, kind of like a workers' holiday. So schools are closed, of course. So everywhere's closed. So I'm going nowhere. I'll just sit back, relax, and talk to the wifey.
Perfect. I bet you were like that because you're always on the internet, aren't you? You're always doing shows. And wife is like, where's my husband? No, I get it. Thanks again for a great show. Big up the chat. And I think I'm doing a show with TJ probably on Friday for the American Idiots show. Probably just going over the PSG and talking about
Shout out TJ. Was with him yesterday. Great guy.
Shout out Connor too. Connor was featured on Instagram for the Football Terrace and I did a story with Connor that he had some good thoughts on the game as well. So yeah, shout out everybody, the American Idiots, Flawless, all of our group behind that, and of course everyone here in the chat. Questions are ownership problem.
Question, please. Let's take it. The Assembled is one of our honored members of this channel. Big up the Assembled. He asked a question, quick one. Oregon gonna answer it. Question
The
is this our ownership problem? They're refusing to sack their employee who has failed at every turn.
I would
Oregon
say,
Gunner.
from a business standpoint, yes, you would be correct. But I have to say that this is one of the most backed managers financially that we've had at the club in a long time. I mean, obviously Wenger was 22 years, but I mean, yeah, the ownership have some blame in that. But I don't also think that the ownership are kind of naive as well, right? I think Josh Kroenke's naive, maybe not as much now, but when Arteta got the job, I think there was a naivety about Josh Kroenke and how to get into the football world, and that's when I think Arteta kind of snaked his way in. So yeah, no, it all falls, all the shit travels up. They say it all comes down, it really goes up, right? I mean, the ownership, they need to find somebody who can take care of this club because Arteta just ain't it, and I don't want another rookie. So there you
Would
have
you
it.
hold me up when all falls down?
Exactly. This is in trouble.
This all
Marino
is falling down.
it all falls down. Yeah, that's a good tune actually. One of the Kanye West that I actually like. Anyway, Tony, I'm gonna eat my teriyaki, and I'll catch up with you later, homie. Thanks for a great show. Good
From me
times.
and Oregon Gunner, we are out, people. Peace, people.